Hey everybody, this video is about how to put your paper through Grammarly to check for spelling and grammar errors. So when we do editing, we're not revising our paper. The difference between revising and editing is revising is we're going to be changing the structure of our paper, how things are laid out, maybe rearrange sentences or paragraphs. We look at it as the paper as a whole, then we look at it again as the paper one paragraph at a time, and then we look at each sentence at a time. When we edit, we're just looking for mistakes in grammar and spelling. So the first thing I'm going to do is open a new tab here, and I am going to type in Grammarly. Now you can, of course, you can just read through your paper and edit it on your own, but I'm going to try to show you guys a nice, easy way to do it. Alright, so I already have a Grammarly account. It's a free account. You just make an account with your I think I did it with my Google account info. And so once you make the account, you don't have to you make sure it's a free account. You don't have to pay for anything. Alright, so now I'm going to go to new, and then Elena, I'm using your paper here. So I'm going to copy this whole paper. So I'm just going to highlight the entire paper. Ugh, messed up. Alright, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to grab that and go all the way to the top, highlight the entire paper. And then to copy that, I'm going to hit Control C, copies it. Then I'm going to go back over here to Grammarly, and I'm going to hit Control V, and that pastes it. Alright, so this little window pops up. What you push on these settings don't make that much of a difference. Generally just go in the middle. So is your audience knowledgeable? Are they experts? Are they have general knowledge? We're just going to say general knowledge. The domain is general. The tone, neutral. The intent is to inform. All right, and then just hit done. Okay. And you will immediately notice that all these little red underlined things show up. These are all things that are grammar errors, and they tell you how to fix it. And all I have to do is click on that, and right here it tells me what the correction should be, and I just click it, and it added the comma in there where it needed to be. The next one, if I click that, it takes me to it. That says that needs a comma before it. Now, don't always trust it because sometimes it's wrong. He then continued his acting career for many years and played in some of the most famous films. Yeah, that comma needs to go. Through both marriages, he had 4 children. Yeah, that one needs a comma. What's this one? 1952, comma. So always read it first. Make sure. Then in 1952, he married actress Nancy Davis. Yes, that needs a comma right there. However, comma. Fix that. Okay, during the early years of Reagan, he was part of the Democratic Party. He had campaigned for the Democratic candidates. Okay, that needs to be capitalized. However, his views became, alright, that's right. And Democratic incumbent. So when it's a political party, you have to capitalize it. He continued with a second term in 1970. Okay, you could say he continued with a second term instead of the second term. So we're going to say, we're going to go ahead and keep it the way she has it. So I'm just going to hit a little trash can, and that'll get rid of it. If you think that it's right the way it is, you can trash the suggestion. That needs to be capitalized. And yes, that's right. An assassination. Okay, that was spelled wrong, so we're going to fix that spelling. 30th needs a comma. Ronald Reagan helped out country economically. The country, that's good. Government's reach. According to the History Channel, by 1983, the nation's economy I think this should be had. So I don't like their suggestion. I think it needs to be had. There we go. That got rid of it. So sometimes you can change the word to something else, and that will fix it. Tuition. It also gives money to pay college tuitions. Not agree a number with their words. words or phrases. We'll go with that. And some people, comma, fairer instead of more fair. We could say that. All right, I don't know if I like the word fairer, so I can double click on this, and it's going to pull up a whole bunch of words that mean the same thing. Free from injustice or bias. So it gives me the different meanings of fair. Personally attractive, that would be not the meaning we're going for. Not stormy or likely to storm, so like if it's a fair day out. So we need one from these, meaning number 1. I think I'm going to go more straightforward. All right, West Germany, that needs to be capitalized. That says get rid of that. They were told to stay on their own side. Own is redundant. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that. The United States was. The United States was and still is. And still ally with Germany. Yep, that made that sound better. So I just wanted to kind of go through all of these. That was my missing space. Okay, so once all of these are fixed, then you're going to have your yellows. So you have to have a premium account to get the suggestions from the yellows, but you can kind of see where your problems are and go in and fix them. So this is saying that this sentence has some problems, and that's probably because it's a runoff. I mean, a run-on. Ah, I see what it's saying on this one. You could probably join some of these together and make it into one sentence. And so it wouldn't sound so choppy. It would flow better. Right here, after he finished high school, maybe we'll put those together. That kind of fixed that. Let's see what that says. No. Now it's turning red. Let's see. Nope, doesn't want us to put those. I bet that needs a comma. Yep, that fixed it. He played football, ran track, was captain of a swim team, and acted in school productions. I'm going to swap that for, let's see, Reagan. And that fixed that one because we said Ronald Reagan up here, but then it's better to just keep referring to him. We don't want to say he over and over again. His 20s. I'm going to make while in his 20s, comma, and I'm going to get rid of that word. And that's going to, I got an extra space there. There we go. Okay, got rid of a bunch of that. So you can just go through it one at a time and get rid of all of these. This one, I bet that's saying that I need that to be FWR. And T. But this doesn't need to be it. That's not even a sentence. So I'm going to make that be comma. And then ONE. So you get the idea. It's going to tell you all these things that you can fix. You don't know exactly what there are. There are 16 punctuation and compound complex sentences. That means you got a lot of sentences that need some work. 7 word choice. So if you keep using the same word over and over again, we want to repeat key terms, but we don't want to just use the same words. You don't want to say things like very, very much, some, a good choice. You might say something other than good. So word choice, passive voice, that means passive voice and active voice means that the subject of your sentence is actually actively doing something instead of something is happening to them. Hard to read text, that means you have some sentences that don't make a whole lot of sense. text inconsistencies, that's going to be like if you were talking in the first person and then you change over to the third person or the second person, or if you were talking in the present and then you start talking in the past. So you want to make sure that everything is in third person past tense. You can add your title on there, and of course you would want to indent that. Let's see if I can fix this one. All right, so Ronald Wilson Reagan was the 40th President of the United States of America. He was born February 6, 1911, Temecula, Illinois. And, kind of get rid of that and do, and became president in the year 1988. See, that got rid of all that yellow right there. Okay. Maybe I need a comma right there. Okay, that fixed that. And I'm going to say the 6th of February, 1911. Okay, all that yellow's gone. Except I spelled February wrong, but that'll fix it for me. Alright, and then that doesn't have, oh. Now it's saying I got something else wrong. I think I need a comma right there. See if that fixes it. Sometimes you can't figure out what the problem is, so you just forget about it. Unless you want to go premium, but I wouldn't suggest doing that. This will actually help you find mistakes and problems and make you work on fixing them. So, that's that. And you also want to make sure you're citing your sources properly. So that's my best advice for editing. When you're done, you're just going to copy it all again. Hit Control-C. And then go back to your paper. And then just click on here. Delete all this. And then hit Control-V. And it'll paste your new one on there. I'm not going to do that to Elena's paper. But she's going to have to do it herself and fix it up. Okay, so that's pretty much your only assignment for this week. You're going to go back in and you're going to edit your paper. And also, if you'll notice over here by the side, I don't know if you guys see this on your paper, but there is a grading rubric that tells you how many points you get for each thing. If you go into the research paper assignment, you will see that one of these is the grading rubric. Research paper rubric, and that's going to tell you how I'm going to grade this paper. So you need a title page. This is worth 4 points, which really means that it's worth 20 points. It's going to be 20 points of the whole grade. Your name, picture of the president, name of the president, political party of your president, a quote by them, and a fun fact about them all needs to be on your title page. I'll show you an example of a title page that someone has done. I've only got one title page so far, so you guys need to make sure that's on there by the final due date. So here is an example of a title page. It's got her name, a picture of the president, Republican Party, his name, Republican Party, quote, there's a quote for him. Nixon was the first president to visit a nation not recognized by our own government, so there's that. So, you gotta have a title page. Thesis, your thesis counts just as much as your title page. Your introduction, your body, organization, structural development of ideas. So, writer demonstrates logical and subtle sequencing of ideas through well-developed paragraphs, transitions. Transitions are used to enhance. So you want to make sure that you've got transitions in there. That's like about it being in logical order. Conclusion, you have a good conclusion. Mechanics, that's going to be all the stuff that we just looked for on Grammarly. That's your mechanics part. That means that there are no errors in sentence structure or word uses, no contractions, abbreviations, or slang is used in, and it is written in the third person. So all that's important. Citation, all cited works, both text and visual, are done in the correct format with no errors. That's all of your in-text citations. You need to have at least 5 citations, and 3 of those need to be direct quotes. And then your bibliography, That's done in the correct format, including more than 3 references. At least one source is a print material, and all sources are reliable and scholarly. That means you got the right sources. All right, and that's how I'm going to grade your paper, is with this rubric right here. And the rubric is actually included right on the assignment. So if I look over here, I can fill in how many points you're going to get for each thing. So I could go ahead and say I wanted to give her 4 points. See, 4 points for her title page, and that would go ahead and count as 10 points towards the total grade. Okay, so each one of these criteria is going to count as 10 points towards the total grade. Alright, so that's all you have for this video. Just copy and paste over to Grammarly, and Grammarly is going to show you all kinds of stuff that you have done wrong on your paper, and you're going to be able to try to fix it. Alright, that's it. Bye.